This video is for the grade 6s. It's called Multiplying Decimals by Powers of 10. How can you multiply a whole number by 10? It's not clear to say that we add a 0. Example, is this correct? 34 times 10. You don't really put the 0 there. You're supposed to put it at the end. So we write the 0 at the end of the number so that the 0 becomes the ones digit. So 34 times 10 is 340. So if you recall, we've seen this chart. What happens when you go from thousands to hundreds and hundreds to tenths? Basically, the bigger the number gets, you multiply it by 10. And this would include hundreds and thousands and so on. Keep multiplying by 10. So let's look at some exercises here for today. Multiply the place value by 10. So we're just multiplying the place value by 10. So if you take hundredths times 10, the answer you get is tenths. So ones times 10 gives you tens. Tenths times 10 is ones. You can use the previous chart to help you. Thousandths times 10 is hundredths. Okay, so that's in the chart before us and in other videos as well. Use place value to multiply the number by 10. So 3 hundredths. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write this as a decimal. 3 hundredths looks like this. When you multiply it by 10, what you're doing is just moving you're moving the decimal over just by 1. So it would look like this. So that would equal 0.3 or 3 tenths. Okay, I think it's just easier to do it this way. 4 tenths is written like this. When you multiply that by 10, you move the decimal over this way. You're going from tenths to 1 to ones. It's 4. And if you did this on a calculator, you would see exactly what I'm talking about. 5 ones, it's 5 times 10, which is 57 thousandths. 0.07 times 10. You would just move the decimal over here. 0.00. Nope, not 00. My bad. Let me fix this. Because it's 7 hundredths. Sorry. 7 hundredths for this one. Okay. Yes, I do not want to edit videos anymore. I'm just going to go through with all the mistakes and I'll just correct them as we go. So this here just basically tells you what I just did. Okay, pause the video if you have to read this over. If 5 is in the thousandths position to start, then after multiplying by 10, it will be in the hundredths position. So here we go, multiply using place value. So this is exactly what we did in the last one point. 0.5 times 10 is 5. 0.02 times 10 is 0.2. And this one here, really, you're just moving the decimal over here. 0.06. And this one here, you're just moving the decimal here. 0.9. Even if you did this on a calculator, you would see it's the same answer. So move the decimal point to show multiplying by 10. So you would move that one there, you would move that one there, and you would move that one there. What pattern did you notice? One spot to the right. Make sure you remember the right because you're multiplying. Move the decimal point one place to the right to multiply by 10. So this would go from here to here. So it would be 32. By 10, from here to here, this would be 5.8. And by 10, you would move that over here to 0.16. And from here to here, that would be 74.6. Again, use a calculator to multiply this first to see why we do this and that the answers, they're all the same. So this is just easier to do if you don't have a calculator. Since 100 is 10 times 10, to multiply a number by 100, you can simply multiply it by 10 2 times. So to multiply by 100, move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So let's see this in action. So you're multiplying by 100 here. So 2 places to the right. 1, 2. 362. 1, 2. 72.5. 1, 2. 167.3. And the last one, 1, 2. 8.5. Again, use a calculator to confirm these answers so you can see why they are right. We move the decimal point once to multiply by 10 and twice to multiply by 100. How many times do we move them? Do we move it to multiply by 1,000? Well, you move it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, because there's 3 zeros 3 times. So here, 1, 2, 3, 2,467 is your answer. Next slide here. Move the decimal point to multiply by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. The answer is 462. 1, 2, 3. The answer is 11,200. Whoops. I did not do that nicely. I'm just going to do it at the bottom. So the answer would be 11,241. So when you multiply 3.42 or 3.42 by 1,000, you don't have enough decimal places. So this is what you would do. So you have 3 zeros, so that means 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. Put a 0 there. How many places does the decimal need to move? 3, because there's 3 zeros. How do we finish writing the number? Well, I just showed you. Your answer is 3.420, and you must include the 0. Just for clarity, I would tell you to include the 0 at the end. Okay, and then multiply. So let's do this. I'm going to rewrite it and use a different color. 1, 2, 3. So we added 3 spots. We moved it over 3 spots, which means we added 2 zeros. Your answer is 400. Again, use a calculator to confirm this. 1, 2, 3. So we have an extra 0 there. So 5,240, because the 0 would go there. And here, let me rewrite it at the bottom. 23.6. 1, 2, 3. 23,600. And the last one, 0.01. 1, 2, 3. Your answer would be 1, 2, 3, would be 10. Draw arrows. Did that. Use my hint if you want. It's up to you. I'm just trying to make it easier for you. And now we multiply by 100. There's 2 zeros, so 2 jumps. 1, 2. This would be 60. 1 0 here, 1 jump. 72.8. 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3. 25,600. 2 zeros. 1, 2. This is 180. 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. And then 2 zeros at the end. And 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3. Put in the zeros here. You get this large number here. And 1. So it's just 1 jump. 0.02 is your answer. And here, when you do 10,000, you have 4 zeros, so 4 jumps. So let me rewrite this here, 2.3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's your answer, 23,000. Okay. Slides to go, we're almost done. Fill in the blank. So now we have to figure out which number do we have to multiply by 10 to get our answers. So you're given the answer. So when you're working backwards, just move the decimal this way. So this is 3.82 times 10. And you can check that on a calculator. It'll give you the same answer. So we're going backwards here. We don't have this number here. So 1, 2. 0.674. And here we have 42.3 times a number will get us to 4,230. So this is where the decimal is there. So 1, 2. That's 100. And what do we need to multiply to go from here to here? It's 1 jump, so that's 10. This is something with more practice you'll be able to do. For now, use the calculator just to get the hang of it. And our final slide, complete the pattern. So I went 0.007. So you'll see there's 3 here, there's 2 here, there's 1 here. So this would be 0.7 and the answer 7. You're basically multiplying by 10 as you go. And here you're doing the same thing. You're multiplying by 10. So if you multiply this by 10, it's 3,895. And if you multiply it by 10, you just simply put a 0 at the end. I know I went fast in this video. Please rewatch it or find another video to help you. And I will be in Google Classroom today, so you can ask me for help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.